If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at sori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Buy merch indeed, and y'all shall lead them to buy our merch. Yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener, yes, dear listener. We are at the foothills still of the Wacky Tour stream. We're doing a Dream Theater album review. We just got that. I don't know. Wacky is going to comment on this. But I think this is Dream Theater's, like, freshman or, like, first, like, big record. I think that's right. So Wacky Tour is going to let us know. But this is kind of like a historical record. If you're a Dream Theater person, even if you're not a Dream Theater fan, you all know what Dream Theater is and what Dream Theater means to the metal community, regardless of whether you're a fan or not. So shout out to them. This is song number 3 by Dream Theater from that initial record. It's the Ytse Jam. The Ytse Jam.
Yeah, that was an interesting name.
What were you pointing at?
Well, his name doesn't have any spaces in it. It's the Wackator as one thing. And so I wanted you to fix
you wanted me to edit this.
And the Wackator should all be one color because it's one solid name.
Okay. All right.
Thank
you. There you go. So
that's what I wanted to say.
Got our priorities in order. Wackator was completely fine with it.
Well, no, I mean, he said stuff before, but I think he does. He just didn't want to. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, you guys. We're on song number 3. And we're on
song number 3 from the first record ever. It's called the Ytse.
Interesting.
I don't know if you're supposed to pronounce those letters individually or if you're supposed to say the Ytse. I'm not sure. Majesty backwards. Oh, I see. Oh, the Ytse Jam equals Majesty. Oh, that's
okay. Did you click it so it can go up on the screen?
That one, I gotta give it to him. That's like an escape room type thing. Those are the one things I was actually good at in escape rooms was those kinds of puzzles. All right, here we go.
You were also good at staying patient.
Too soon. Let's go. Ytse Jam or Majesty. Let's see what they do here. Let's see if they there's any like subliminal disses in here, like in the other. We just saw one that were not so subliminal disses on that.
Right. Okay. Well, let's check it out and see if there's any sneak disses. I
am trying to get this boy to move. Talk to the people. We're in
All right, you guys, a random Ask Me Anything.
You always do this, and people always wait too long.
I know.
Up on,
but the comment section's not even up for me to see. So
let me try to go. I want to try to do this in Finder on the download section.
And if I, let's see, if there's anything interesting I could tell you guys about. I really don't have anything. There's a new Death Wish coffee though that has the espresso in it, and it's pretty potent. It also keeps you awake for a long time, but doesn't like make you crash. So there's my random commercial.
Death Wish coffee. Yeah, it's a wonderful coffee. It's a wonderful.
It's getting super cold here in Maine. It's not nice how cold it is.
Oh,
so,
this one is an instrumental.
The name of the band before Dream Theater was that. Yep. And then, this one's an instrument. Sorry, I tagged you on Twitter. You must read. Babe, when they tag me, can you just let me know? Or screenshot it or send it to me? Because I never go over there and see that.
Yeah. I'm sure it was something about the Beatles. All right, guys, here he goes. Ytse Jam or Majesty Dream Theater.
All right, let's check it out. one was crazy because there was a lot of different transitions, but I vibed with every one of them.
Well, you know, I always used to say when I used to give my Dream Theater or Opeth reviews, I'd always say, if they made this an instrumental, I wouldn't have a problem. Remember I just say
right,
it?
Yeah. Say, you think that was what the difference is?
Well, this is an instrumental, so I'm already prepared. Like, yo, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be instrumentals, it's gonna be transitions, we're gonna be emphasizing the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of times, especially with prog, it's like, because there are bands now that are pretty big. Animals as Leaders is one of them. I forgot the name of that other band, but remember the dudes were playing on the roof with Steve Vai?
Yeah.
Like, they're bands where everything is something symphonic something or something or other. But anyway, like, there are bands where like all they do is just do instrumentals.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I understand, like, you're listening to those bands, like, it's gonna be all that, and I just feel like a lot of those guys are like proggy. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, but this one, Polyphia, there it is. Polyphia was the other band. They were playing
Gabriel.
with Steve Vai. They were on the roof. Like, I love that song. Like, that song is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple bands like that. There was that girl that we saw with the Mascaras. Wacky Tour knew it too. Wacky Tour, you fixed your name. There's that girl with Diablo Guitar. Like, there's a lot of bands where they play instrumentals, but I don't think
Sarah. I think her name.
Sarah Longfield.
Yep.
I think all those bands were probably, all those players were probably inspired by Petrucci, the dude from Dream Theater. Like, this guy.
Yep.
Like, this guy is like God to those to that like genre, that style of playing.
Okay.
Like, but those guys, the guy in Polyphia, the guy in Animals as Leaders, like, these guys are like, they're like changing the entire genre. They just, to me, even this Petrucci guy, like I said, I hear a lot about Jimi Hendrix. Like, okay, like, people much more adept at the instrument than me are saying this guy's God, but I mean, when you see videos of what Petrucci could do, or what a lot of these new like the dude from Polyphia, like what they've like reimagined the instrument. Like, I don't know if like Jimi Hendrix is like he is the basis for all prog. I don't know what it is about Jimi Hendrix, but
yeah, you always say that. You're always like, I don't know.
I'm so like, when I hear guys like this play, or when I see what they could do, like, they're accenting like a very complex drum, you know, pattern with an extremely complex guitar harmony, which, like, it just made me laugh as I was listening to it, because I'm like, there was a very, very, I'm talking simple, basic harmony that I was like tearing my hair out trying to get right in one of the instrumentals that I had recorded.
Oh, wow.
And it was so simple.
Yeah.
And it was like, not just the editing, but the timing of like getting those things to work, like in concert. I was just blown away. And this was like not one of their better produced records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, that's the thing. People were saying that at the beginning, and I actually haven't found that the production is like noticeably bad on it. Maybe because people already said it, so I had like an expectation when I walked into it. So I'm like, no, I don't see anything wrong with the production. I agree with you. I think that this.
I just think it's because they're so good. I think like if you're like, because we've been able to see bands live up close. We've been able to be on stage with bands, and like,
yeah,
you know, and their sound guys like literally like right next to us a lot of times, and it's like we were the last Korn show. We were actually at the sound bar in the show, like. There are some bands that sound like, there's never been a time when Korn has sounded like trash, ever. Now, a person could say, well, they're massively funded, but I've also listened to massively funded bands that have, both of us have listened to massively funded bands that sound terrible live. I just think like this band, even though it probably didn't get the production that their fans would have wanted, I just think that they're so good that an untrained people
but
like
this
us,
was their
like
first
it's
album.
their first record. Apparently, they didn't get the investment that they needed from the record label, but it still sounded crazy to me.
And
it was like an extremely ambitious freaking instrumental to do.
Yes.
I don't know.
I enjoyed it, though.
I just gained a different level of respect for this Petrucci guy.
Yeah.
Or whatever. John Petrucci guitar had a forum in the early 2000s, and that's where Misha came from. So Misha is, we interviewed Misha, actually.
Oh, right, yeah.
From, they're in the Gent band. I forgot the name of his band, but yeah.
It wasn't Diana's Murder.
No, it wasn't Diana's Murder. It was another band. It was a Gent band. But anyway, yeah, we interviewed him like way back, like in year one. That was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, they're huge now.
Yeah.
But that was like the first year we got some crazy interviews because we were like really aggressive about trying to talk to those guys. But like we talked to a dude, and I remember Misha was talking about John Petrucci, heavy, he massively periphery, right.
I was trying to visualize the logo.
Yeah.
Because I did the editing, so usually when I edit something, it sticks in my head a little differently.
Jimmy missed more notes than he made. Heroin. His sound would have been different off drugs.
Wow.
Like I said, like far be it for me to like. I'm not trying to disrespect Jimi Hendrix. I'm just saying, like, when I hear what this dude, what I just heard, like, I'm an entry level guitar player, but what I just heard from this dude, like, is crazy to me. Mm-hmm. Like, and for this to be their first record, and for them to not have the investment of the record label yet, which makes a lot more sense now. It's your first record. You don't know what you have.
Yeah.
Know.
But then how did the record label have that much influence over them? The first two songs were by them. Were about the record label. Was it the first two?
Yeah. The first two songs were about the record label, I think. Yeah. So what about it?
Oh, it's just crazy that this would have been the first album they were releasing, but they were already at that like place in the relationship with their album label. They needed the record label because it's new, you know?
Yeah, that tells me that this Petrucci guy had a real vision for what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. It just seemed to me like he foresaw all of this stuff. And because he talked about belief in the previous song. And I don't know who's writing the lyrics, but it just looked to me like this Petrucci guy had a very focused understanding of what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And it was like everybody believes like, oh, I'm going to make history, blah, 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 blah. But it's like clear that he's like, no, I'm going to reinvent this whole thing. Yeah. I'm going to start something completely new. And like, if you look at his tree, and when I'm talking about trees, I'm talking about the people that that list him as an influence. Like, it's very creative guitar that uses the foundational elements, but then takes it to a higher level. So, shout out to this is a 9.7 for me. I thought
9.4 for me.
I thought the degree of difficulty was crazy as far as like how ambitious he was with the music. I thought that was crazy. So definitely one of my favorite Dream Theater songs, which is funny because I said that about the previous song. So what can you do?
Maybe you're becoming a prog person.
No, I'm not becoming a prog person at all. I'm probably going to give the next song like a 3. So beware there, listener.
We'll see.
All right there, listener. We're coming right back.
All right, the Wacky Tour. We're going to be right back.
Wacky Tour is going to come back with some more Dream Theater craziness. Vin and Sori is a channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.